Hello and a very warm welcome to ET Studios GCC Giants. I'm your host Divina Lasson. Now AI is not just changing technology, it's changing people, roles and how teams are structured. For GCCs, this means rethinking talent from the ground up. New skills, new roles and a workforce that can work alongside intelligent machines. So today's discussion looks at how GCC leaders are rewiring their talent strategies in the age of AI. On that note, I'd like to warmly welcome our esteemed guest today, Saraswathi Ramachandran, Managing Director and Country Head, Lightcast, and Surabhi Sharma, Site Leader and Senior Director, Backbase. Ladies, a warm welcome to ET Studios. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure being here.
Thank you. We're here to deep dive into such a fascinating topic, right? What rewiring the workforce in GCCs in the age of AI really looks like. And we'll understand from each of you what the new workforce looks like, how AI integration is happening seamlessly or not, and what the future looks like. So without further ado, let's just get a bit of a opening understanding from each of you. If you look forward to the next 5 years, what would you say the modern talent and the modern workforce looks like? What's the mindset? What are the key skill sets that we are seeing? What is that big shift that we can expect to see in GCCs? Surabhi, would you like to start?
Sure. Very interesting question. It's also doing rounds on all the forums. Almost all articles are talking about it. So the future model for workforce is going to be super interesting. It will be humans and agents working together. At my company, Backbase, how we are piloting it is some mundane job tasks which take a lot of time for our talent, which is people on the floor, to do. We are shifting that to generative AI work.
Okay.
Then testing the use case of agents doing the work. For example, you come across roles like business analysts or solution architects. What part of the mundane task can an agent pick up?
Sure.
You use Gen AI. And then the humans in the loop, which is the team, they bring in their expertise to look at the experience. What does the client need? Where does my product fit? Then take the code from the agents and then run it. So it is a team, the future, or and the future might be just say 6 months or 8 months from now. That's how fast we are progressing on AI. It's this interesting combination of agents and humans working together, where you send off a lot of tasks which are very exhaustive in nature to the agents or Gen AI, and you focus your workforce on using their experience, their understanding of what the customer needs, the insights that they bring to the table with the number of years of experience or the industry knowledge, and combine that to give a more effective delivery on the product side.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Saraswathi, let's get your input.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of different view.
Sure.
Looking at, because as Lightcast, we look at 165 countries data and look at what job market is telling us a signal, right? When we look at these signals, yes, AI is the obvious answer. So I'll take a little bit complementary view based on the work we do. At Lightcast, we look at the job market of 165 countries and what these job market signals tell us, right? AI is obvious answer.
Yes.
But beyond obvious answer, there are three major signals. I think today it's not what answers we can get. We can get all answers. But who can actually ask the right questions, build that trust, and who can actually solve problem. That's a skill every job role, job skill is asking for. And again, when we talk about job role, it's a set of skills, right? So every job role is asking for problem solving, stakeholder management, which is beyond the technical ones, right? Because technical skills will keep evolving. And today it could be, yesterday it was AI, then we talked about deep learning, and then agentic. It will evolve, right? And it will continue to evolve. But what today we see as signal is the fact that we're also, more and more jobs are asking for problem solving capability, stakeholder management, which involves empathy, right? The other strong signal is we used to look at, are you a data analytics person? Fantastic, right? But now it is combination. It's not just capability, it is capability which is beyond one skill.
Yes.
Do you understand the domain? Do you understand data? And are you able to solve or make decisions much faster? Do you have that capability? That's another pattern that we are seeing as evolving. Obviously, the more obvious one, which is not there in the job description, of course, is the fact that technology is changing faster than ever. Do you have the learning velocity that is required, which includes adaptability, reskilling yourself? And it's a constant journey, and that is not obviously put in the job market, but that's an obvious skill that is changed. That's the need of the hour as well. So market today is testing beyond technology skill.
Absolutely.
It's testing for various other skills that is hidden underneath for the evolving market needs.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you for that. And Surabhi, to come back to you, can you help us understand a little bit now how the financial sector is working, right? As AI is being adopted across functions, how are you seeing, especially in GCCs, the teams really adapting to this to support this whole vision and this whole new way of banking, which is very much AI enabled and very much AI powered?
Taking a few pointers from her wonderful answer, the way it's shifting, and I see, is higher for attitude. And that attitude can combine, yes, learning velocity, openness to accepting that the world around us is changing. Today it's something, tomorrow it will be something else. Am I open to accepting the change and quickly learning and experimenting, failing but failing fast, and innovating?
Yes.
That is so that's what I call higher for attitude and mindset rather than higher for a certain skill. And I see that increasing more and more. And probably job descriptions really need to evolve to hire for attitude and aptitude.
Absolutely.
That is one of the biggest shifts that I'm seeing in the hiring space. In the GCC context, another evolution that I see is we're looking for more experience in a certain area. AI can give us a perfect code or a code that humans can perfect it. But the previous experience on this is what, in this scenario, we tested it and it failed. This is what the client wanted. This is what we produced 5 years back. This is how it failed. So experience matters more and more. And that is what AI cannot give us right now,
Absolutely.
at least at this point of time.
Absolutely.
So there is more need for people with that learning aptitude, the attitude to accept that there are changes, but we will quickly learn, fail fast, and innovate. And people who come with experience and they are ready to use that experience to produce faster results and better value.
Yeah, wonderful. So Saraswathi, coming to you again, what does it take really to build this agile workforce that you both are talking about, right? Agility truly being at the helm, and then the other set of skill sets. Of course, in your organization, skills intelligence, data is your forte. So how do the two marry to ensure that GCCs are really hiring that agile workforce?
Interesting question. I'll be a little bit blunt here if I can be, right? We've always looked at everything in a very traditional way. The world evolved around the whole project management, waterfall methodology, right? When the whole agile came in, we struggled. And of course, now we have adapted and everybody is using agile methodology, right? But the similar thing is happening now, right? Forever, we were looking at pyramid as a way to operate. When we were hiring, we were looking at how many senior leaders, how many do we bring in at what level. That is changing.
Yes.
With AI, it's no more pyramid. It is, for the gym goers, fitness freaks, barbell model is what we call.
Okay.
Heavy on certain skills, lean in the middle. The reason that is happening is because if we look at any job roles, I think, like what she said, there are certain lot of skills that can be automated, right? Today, if we look at any role, there are 10 different tasks. In that 10 different tasks, are we looking at 8 to be automated? Is it something that we should be doing? Not getting automated? Yes, humans should do. That kind of redesigning is what is required for us to hire for those agile skills.
Yes.
Are we there yet? Not. And that's why I said, it'll be a bold statement if I say we are hiring for skills of tomorrow. No, we are still somewhere in between, right? While we say we are moving away from role-based hiring to skill-based hiring, it is as good as saying, hey, we are using agentic AI, but doing the same process using a different tool.
Yeah.
Whether it is technology or workforce re-engineering, it requires us to get to the granularity of mapping those tasks and saying, can we automate this? If we can automate it, then we will have agent, AI, whatever it takes for us to automate. Then the role will have a different skill, right? So the demand for those specific skills will be much higher, which is one side of the barbell. The other side of the barbell will be decision making.
Yes.
Can we make faster decisions? Do we have the right set of people? So it'll be fewer people with high demands sitting on two sides of the barbell.
Yeah.
The middle, whatever you call it, I'm sorry, I'm not the best person but the middle layer is going to be thinner. So we will have fewer people doing high-end jobs, making high-end decisions, and that's going to be the agile way of hiring for the right skills. Okay. Are we there yet? Probably not. Have we automated everything? Absolutely not. We are doing pilots using a particular technology, but the whole scenario is changing, and that's the world we are moving in. So to answer it very crisply, I think we have some ways to go in redesigning the workforce itself.
Yes. Wonderful. Surabhi, let's come to you and understand this a little bit more again in the BFSI context. So, many banks are still grappling with legacy systems, right? How are you ensuring that, especially, let's say, in GCCs, your teams are enabled both to work with the traditional infrastructure as well as, of course, keeping up with AI and all the emerging tech? So, therefore, of course, the agility. How are you actually enforcing that in banking and BFSI?
Saying that we are enforcing it, no, we are far from enforcing. I think the market is still adapting to the change, understanding it. We are piloting some test cases at Backbase already, and then working very closely with our clients to see at which level have they evolved using automating a certain work, using agents or Gen AI to make the customer experience on the banking experience much more seamless in nature. Think where we are currently is we're scratching the surface, most of the banks and us, and we're just together figuring it out.
Okay, wonderful. And Saraswathi, so again, when we think about the modern and the agile workforce, of course, reskilling, upskilling is very much at the center of the planning and development of the teams. So how would you say that GCCs can look at this evolution, right? What is the ideal way of approaching reskilling so that you're really doing this at scale and you're ahead of the curve and not just catching up to all that technology is bringing to the table?
Thanks for asking that question. I think ties back to a little bit of what I said previously about re-engineering the workforce. Similarly, if we look at our whole training methodology, it's been yearly planning,
yes,
right?
Right.
We go and say, what skills do we need for people this year? Soft skills, hard skills, we list it out, we get the whole planning done. But if you look at technology, it's evolving every quarter.
Absolutely.
And yearly planning is, forget the 5-year, yearly planning is not going to work, right? Like we are investing in, when we do the budget planning and we have the technology investment, I think we should have separate reskilling budget.
Okay, nice.
We always have the training budget, but we should have investment on people with AI and again, it could be tomorrow, something else. The disruption is so fast that hiring from outside is going to be lesser and lesser. This is my personal opinion, right?
Okay.
Because you need to understand your domain and data much deeper than everything else. So the more we train our own people with the newer technology as quickly as possible, it could be quarterly planning, is where we need to start investing in. Right? Because if we do not reskill and upskill our people and bring people from outside, one, the cost of hiring nobody has to talk about, right? But it's also the fact that to train people on data specific to each domain is the expensive affair that anybody can think of, right? And if somebody has been with you, they understand the business, they understand the domain, they understand the data. Technology adaptation is the easiest part then. And to me, the reskilling has to happen on a, unlike the yearly planning, appraisal planning, on a very regular basis.
Right.
That's the only way we can upskill and reskill, and not again think of old methods of doing things.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So, on that note, ladies, before we wrap up, for all our GCC leaders who are watching this, what would you say is the one tip that you would leave them with when it comes to really shaping the workforce for an AI-driven future, be it reskilling, upskilling, be it just a continuous learning process? What is that one thing they should keep in mind?
I would say hire for attitude, not skill, or attitude combined with strong skills, and create a workforce or create a group of people, employees in India who lead the change, who are catalysts for leading the change instead of fearing it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Saraswathi.
To me, GCCs are part of the bigger organization, right? Understanding what is the requirement of the parent organization, understanding business is important. So I wouldn't differentiate GCC in any other way other than the fact that we need to understand, we need to bring in people who have that ability to understand and connect with stakeholders and make that impact sitting here. So those are the people I would look at. But just for all GCC leaders, I think the fact that they've done so much is a testimonial of the fact that so many GCCs are coming already to India. So just continue to do that.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for coming and joining us on ET Studios. All right, on that note, that's all we have for you on this episode. And what we're seeing is a clear shift from supporting global businesses to shaping how entire industries operate through technology. The next wave of global vertical tech is already taking shape. Until next time, many thanks for watching ET Studios GCC Giants.